My name is Andy Hornby, photographer and vlogger. 15 years ago I started teaching myself photography. Today I travel the UK as a professional wedding photographer, landscape photographer and filmmaker. Learn from my experiences, my mistakes and my tips and advice. Join me on my photography adventures. Morning, welcome to another video. Today I'm back down the shipwreck. It's the day after I did the video for the 35mm Sigma as a landscape lens. Today I'm going to be looking at using this lens as a video lens to see about the autofocus. It's been reported that there's issues with the autofocus. I'm going to test that today and hopefully you're going to come with me and make your mind up. I'll make my mind up how the video does. I'm actually on a photo walk again this morning. I've just done the sunrise up by the Pompey sails. You'd have seen the time lapse of that. I'm going to test out the autofocus capabilities of the Sigma 35 1.4 and hopefully we can put this to rest today and see how well it fares up. I wouldn't often use the 35mm for video. It's not really my thing. I vlog a lot, so I use a lot of wide angle stuff. I've got a 24-70 that I use sometimes for my vlogging because it just gives me the whole range, but this could be an option for me in the future, so I want to know whether it's any good, you want to know whether it's any good, and let's put it to bed and get it sorted. So let's get into this. Okay, as you can see the sun is nice and high in the sky, but it's actually quite cold. My hands are freezing and I'm wearing shorts. But never mind, I'm always wearing shorts. So I found a little location here where I can do a little bit of walking towards and away from the camera. We'll test the focus on the Sigma lens and see how fair it stacks up. Obviously I'm not going to be able to see it as it goes because I'm going to be here, but I'll write up little comments as and when I think focus hit or miss my face. I've got face detection turned on. And just so you know, I'm actually shooting at 1.4 on this, which I wouldn't necessarily do for video, but I want to try and show how well this does compared to maybe background focus, how it's picking me up. I'll be able to see better how the focus is doing if I'm at f1.4, which means I've actually got a 6-stop filter on the front of the lens, just so I can step it up a little bit and keep the 1.4. Otherwise I'd have to shoot at like 5.6 and we wouldn't necessarily see me in focus or out of focus compared to the background. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to do a little bit of a walk. This will be the first test, just generally walking towards the camera, and we'll see how fair it stacks up. Let's do this. I'll be over there. So that was the first test, just walking straight towards the camera. Hopefully that did something or other. By now I would have written on the video whether it hit or missed. I'll be looking at it frame by frame potentially and see how well it did. So let's get into the next test. That's going to be walking through the frame of the camera from left to right, and we'll see how it picks me up. Let's do that. Spiders there, there's loads of spiders down there. That's no good. So yeah, test 2, that's cool. I'm going to do a little bit more faster movements towards and away from the camera and we'll see how it goes. I'm actually walk backwards, see how that does. Let's see how that does. So I don't know how that did, but you got to remember I'm shooting at 1.4, so potentially it's going to find focus a little bit more tricky to get hold of, especially when it's doing face detection, because it is actually looking for a face. If I'm walking away from the camera, potentially it's only seeing the back of my head, it may not focus as well as it does with me walking towards the camera. So hopefully it did a good job. Okay, I've got to say I have looked at the video on the back of the camera and I'm not all that impressed shooting at 1.4. And I think it's because we're at 1.4. I wanted to shoot it at 1.4 because I wanted to make sure I could really tell the difference between me and the background, really show the difference, really show the focus. But to be fair, I probably would never shoot a lot of video unless it was of me vlogging, stood in front of the camera like this, not moving too much. And I want to really get the background out of focus. I'm not always going to shoot video at 1.4. So what I've done is I've taken the 6-stop off the front, I put a little variable on there, and I'm now shooting at 5.6. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I hope that this is actually going to be a slightly better test and the focus should do a little bit better, because it's not really trying to find that pin sharp. At 1.4 is trying to find that little bit of focus on that little area of my face, and now it's got more focus area to work with. It should find my face a little bit better. So we're going to do the same test again. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go through the frame again. We're going to do the same things I did last time, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not going to bet my life on it, hopefully it'll be a bit better. So let's do that. I'll be back in a second. You wait there. Okay, so that was just the basic walk towards the camera. I'm going to go off frame again and walk through the frame. Just hopefully I don't walk into that bunch of spiders that are down there. Let's do that. Okay, that was test 2. A little bit fast now, I'm going to walk away and then come back a bit faster, see how we go with that. That was a very fast walking pace, but still this is a good test, right? So I'm going to check the camera and see how that fared up compared to shooting at 1.4. Fingers crossed it was a bit better, and then I'm going to go and take some nice pictures of the shipwreck, because it's actually looking pretty good right now, and I'll show you those in a second too. Let's do this. Okay, I've reviewed the video on the back of the camera, and to be honest, I'm really not that impressed with this as a video lens. The autofocus isn't fantastic. You've got to remember, this isn't a native lens to Sony, so there's always going to be maybe potentially some issues. A 1.4 is just, in my opinion, unusable. At 5.6 it wasn't too bad. I think it got focused pretty quickly, but just not quickly enough really. As a stills lens, this is awesome, and like I say, I used this on a workshop and the pictures I got were pretty damn good. More than happy with how it stacks up as a stills lens. But yeah, as video, not so much. I mean, it's okay now when I'm talking to it, if I'm vlogging and stuff, and I'm on a tripod and I'm not moving too much. Focus is pretty good. I'm not wide open completely at the moment. I'm at about f2.8, I think, give or take, but pretty much all I'd use it for, if I use it for any video at all. But yeah, I'm not disappointed with the lens as a whole. But yeah, to answer those that have come to me and said please test this and review it as a video lens, I'd probably have to say not so much for me. No, wouldn't happen. Anyway, so this has been an awesome video. I love coming down here, as you know, I'm down here all the time. Shipwreck's behind me, it's awesome. If you ever want to come down here on one of my photo walks, I mean, look at this place, it's pretty damn good. Just drop me a comment down below or email me through my website and we'll set it up. I've got photo walks booked in for this place, you know, a month in advance sometimes, so check out my website events page. If you enjoyed this video, please slap a thumbs up on it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updates every time I upload a video. That would be awesome. And yeah, if you've got any comments, please leave them down below. So yeah, so until next time, keep shooting and I'll see you soon. Take care, bye.